Hello. I absolutely could not go any further last night. I could only carry 2 liters, and I barely carried that. I got to the top of this mountain, and I'm not sure which one it is. Far Out said that there were some stealth sites up here, and I got a really good campsite. It was nice and flat, and it was so quiet. Not an owl, not a crawling creature, not a bug sound. It was almost disconcertingly quiet. I was asleep by about 5. I woke up at about 8:30 and was up for 30 minutes or an hour, and then I slept until 3:30. So I feel like I got some nice restful sleep. I feel rested. I was so sore yesterday. I guess I was using muscles that I haven't used in a very long time, but this is tough, people. It's very tough. I'm starting to worry that with the lower mileage, I might not finish. I am gonna take a Zero and a Nero and Gorham because I'm exhausted. And I feel like my body needs to repair. Even though I'm only doing 7 to 10 miles a day, it's taking everything I have to do them. My plan is to do about 12 to a shelter that is right before Gorham, so I can go into Gorham and have some time to do stuff, and then maybe just rest the next day. If you were planning a through hike, plan for zeros at this stage of the game. I know there are a lot of people out there who think they're not going to need zeros, even in the beginning, but you're going to need zeros. Your body needs to repair. And if it were me, I'd plan for at least 1 a week or 1 every 2 weeks. Of course, you're going to be going into hostels to take a shower and do laundry, but I'm talking about resting days. You're not running a sprint out here, you're running a marathon. So you gotta pace yourself. And you don't want to use up everything you've got at the beginning and not have anything left. And I've been trying to do that, and yet here I am. I'm very worried. Yesterday I was not doing well at all. I am glad that I'm leaving early. I left at about 6. That always makes me feel more comfortable. When I stayed at the huts, breakfast was not until 7. Breakfast at the Joe Dodge Lodge was at 6:30. So I'm able to get off a little bit earlier today. And I think today should be an easier day. Those climbs, those 2 major climbs I had yesterday are notorious, and quite honestly, I felt that a lot of parts of yesterday were just flat out dangerous. Somebody could get hurt really badly. And I think I'm going to put my phone away and get my hands on the trekking poles, because even though the descent is gradual, there are lots of rocks, and I certainly don't want to slip and fall. By the way, New Hampshire has been Pennsylvania on steroids as far as the rocks. But doesn't everybody mention rocks in New Hampshire? I saw a headline about Canadian wildfires, and we've had haze yesterday and today. This must be from that. Barely a breeze. Some kind of foul creature. If I was in the clouds, as opposed to this just being haze, I wouldn't be able to see those clouds or the mountains in the distance. This is definitely haze. It has been so dangerous today. And so tough. And it's just morning. People have asked me questions about the whites and what they can expect. And I've been half jokingly telling them that I think I must have had PTSD because I didn't remember a whole lot of it. But I don't think that's too far from the truth. This is really dangerous. And I met a guy who said he was swept away in one of the river crossings. He was going southbound. That he hurt his ankle and he was in the hospital for 3 days. And he looked like he was in pretty bad shape mentally. I don't think, and physically, I don't think he's gonna make it. But he said he saw so many injuries hiking south. I don't know if it was just in the hospital or hiking south, but I do appreciate your prayers. I also forgot to say that that guy that was hiking southbound is a veteran of the military, so he's tough. There are a lot of military veterans out here, and a lot of them don't make it. Is in the clouds. Hello, I am at the Barn Hostel. I did not intend to go into Gorham today, but earlier today I passed someone going southbound who told me that there was a guy at the Imp shelter where he stayed the night before that was performing a lewd act, and he was homeless and was asking everybody for food. So I did not stop at the Imp shelter to get water, even though I needed it badly, because this guy was supposed to be there. I had planned to go to the Rattle River shelter, which was about 2 miles from the trailhead that goes into Gorham. So I did find a brook to get water today, so I didn't have to go to that shelter. However, when I got to the Rattle River shelter, there was a guy huddled in the corner of the shelter, and I went up there to find out where the tent spots are, because usually people who are already at the shelter know where the privy is and everything. So when I went up there, he immediately asked me if I had some ramen, and I said no, and I noticed that he was wearing a black mask and he was Asian, and that was the exact description that the southbounder had given me. So I went ahead and did the almost 2 miles to the trailhead rather than staying at that shelter, and got a bed at the barn hostel. I think that made about 13 or 14 for me today, and it was rough. My knees hurt so badly. We had several really steep and rocky and dangerous descents, and I am just absolutely pooped. I got in here fairly late, and I took a shower and started my laundry, and it's still going now, and I ate out of my bag. So anyway, it has been a day, and so that's where I am now. Tomorrow I will move to the inn, which was my original reservation. I had originally planned to do a Nero and a Zero at that place. However, I've got something in the works that I might throw a wrench in the works for that, but might be beneficial in the long run, and I will let you know more about that tomorrow in tomorrow's video. So the whites have eaten my lunch. I have had such a hard time, and it has been so scary and so stressful, and I was ready to quit today, but this thing that is in the works might be a God thing, and I'll tell y'all more about that later. So until next time, this is Rebound signing out.